Good morning, Modern Steaders. It's a heat wave today. It's in the 20s. Yesterday it never got over 5 degrees Fahrenheit. And this morning it's already 20, I think it's like 21 right now. It's a heat wave.
It was warmer before we went to bed.
Yes, it warmed up last night right before bedtime. It was like 16 degrees.
Yeah.
So today we're looking forward to working out here. I actually brought something up that I should have brought up yesterday, but I didn't. I'll get that out in a second. But I ended up cutting all of our 2x4s we're gonna need for our ceiling rafters in the workshop so we can get those in, and then we can set up what I brought up. And then we're gonna talk a minute about the windows we installed.
I don't think I can do that.
It's starting to look more and more like a building inside here.
There is.
I like it. We're getting there. So we have a mini wood stove, and we can use this inside the shipping container cabin. We have a few other things we're going to be using it for, but I figured we should get it set up and set it up outside and have a fire going so we have something to warm up by. So the stove comes with a chimney kit, so it can collapse all inside. You can store it away for packing it in. So this is going to be our first pipe. So it's already got the hole drilled for the damper, and it comes with a damper. Today we're not going to worry about setting up the whole chimney. We're going to see if that's enough to get a good draft going. Would have been nice to have this yesterday. Open it up for airflow, and it comes with these grates for cooking. We got a couple other things to go with it, but we don't need them today. Put that there. out of the snow. That thing's gonna work nice if our gloves get wet. Let's just stick our gloves like this. I like it. I think it comes with over 7.5 feet of stovepipe, but this is enough for today. This would have been so nice yesterday. So we've had a lot of comments about the windows and how we installed them, and that we should have ground off the paint first and then welded. I agree, that's the proper way to do it, but I didn't want to grind everything down first because it's in the middle of winter here and it's extremely cold, and we can't paint in the winter, so I didn't want to grind everything and leave a lot of bare metal exposed until springtime or until it warms up. I don't know of any paint that you can use when it's below 40 degrees, and right now it's 20 degrees. And yesterday it was 0 most of the day, so what we'll do come springtime once it warms up is we'll go around, we'll grind up the areas, grind up the welds. I'll cover the windows so we don't get any sparks on the windows, and then we'll prime and paint everything. If you know of a paint that I can use in the wintertime, leave it in the comments down below. And I also just spark welded it here and there because I don't think we need to weld it the whole length. If you do, leave it in the comments down below, but I think we'll be fine. We'll grind it up, and then we can just cover it all with a silicone or a caulking, and that should take care of most of the issues. And a lot of people are saying we're going to be getting rust because we didn't cover it with paint right away. We might get a little bit of rust, but it's just going to be surface rust, and that'll sand off. It's not going to be like rust or rot. So come springtime, once we start getting some warmer temps, we'll go back around, clean up around the windows, prime them, paint them, and get it looking pretty. But yes, the proper way would be to sand everything first, get everything nice and clean, but then we would have had more metal exposed throughout the season. So it's all looking good. All right, enough playing. I guess we gotta start working now. The other nice thing is we'll season this. All the paint smell from using the wood stove the first time will be all out here. We won't have to smell it in the cabin.
Right.
So yesterday we started doing our ceiling, and we need to continue cutting our ceiling rafters. And it got so cold here that we ended up calling it quits. So I cut them all yesterday afternoon in the workshop. Well, it didn't work the way I wanted it to. I got a spacer block cut so it'll keep our rafters 16 inches on center. I want to go ahead and get a bunch of the roof rafters, ceiling rafters, secured on that side, and then we'll push this wall. This wall is bowed in a little bit. Where this wall, we have it clamped to the window frame, so that wall's nice and straight. This wall, we got to adjust just a little bit. So we'll get these rafters, we'll get a bunch of rafters up and secured on that side. Well, cross the call right on a double stud. Off the toenail it from above. Or, you know what, let's do it this way first. Push the wall in. Right there. So I had to back out our screws. We need to adjust more of the wall. So right there is good. So we have these roof ceiling rafters cut so they hit the ribs. So the top of the So once everything's screwed together, the top of these walls can't move. I need to go check the fire and warm my hands up.
It's not doing really anything.
Need more wood? I think we need more air.
I think I just need more air.
Yeah, it needs more air. Oh, it feels so good.
Bit more.
It's like a dryer. It's nice and warm. So this is going to go in a little bit. A piece of angle iron right here, welded on. So I'll clamp it to that. Alright, that's perfect right there. gonna have to stop here for today until we get the wall in, so that way we have enough room to get all of our rafters in. Or no, you know what? I'll set these all up on top, and then that way the rafters will be up here. We can push our wall in.
So I was gonna say you can just store them up there.
Yeah, I'll just store them all up here for now. We'll get these 3 later on. But at least this way they'll already be up there. We don't gotta worry about.
Right. Oh, we don't need that.
Right.
Or cut it up.
Alright, now grab some shims and some smaller screws and we can get around the windows done. I know I keep saying it, but it is so nice with these windows being installed because there's so much light down here now. It was so dark down here, even with that door open. This end was just like a dungeon. Alright, so I'm gonna put a shim or 2 under, and then I'm gonna screw in probably 2 to 3 screws per board. Now we don't have to worry about our framing going anywhere. I like that. I gotta feed the chickens outside today. I fed them in their coop yesterday and they did not like it.
They don't. I know. That's why you stopped doing it. You don't like it anymore.
They got mad at me. All right, ladies, I'll feed you outside today. Come on. Let's go back over here. One egg, I'll say.
One egg.
Nice.
A green one.
Green one? I was just gonna say, I bet you it's a green one. I like it.
An olive color.
Nice. Five would be nice, but I'll say three.
5 in here.
Yeah, would be nice.
Three.
Three? Nice.
Yes. 1, 2. Look at this one.
Gonna make fish and chips tonight. I'm gonna do some oven baked french fries. Super simple. I just need to make wedges, put some avocado oil, some seasoning, and put them in the oven. I have the oven preheated at 425 degrees. Those 2 potatoes did quite a bit. I'm just gonna do this one other bigger one, and that will be plenty for us to have. So I'm just gonna chop this one up. Some avocado oil on here. Use whatever oil that you prefer. Then I have paprika, onion powder, garlic powder that I put in here equal amounts, and then shake it up and mix it. And just, I want to cover my potatoes nicely. And then some salt. And then some pepper. Try not to get carried away. That's funny. All right, well I have my oil heating up in my cast iron skillet. I'm just gonna do my flour mixture. So I have a cup of gluten-free flour. And I'm going to do a teaspoon of salt. That would be salty. Last time I did fish, it was a little bit salty, so try not to make it like that again. And 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. That's all I'm going to use for that. I'm just going to use this fork right here. Whisk this together. Alright. And then I'm going to just beat this egg. Larger than I want for fish and chips, so I'm going to cut them into chunks. So now I am going to dip it in my flour really good. And then my egg mixture. And, make a mess here. And then back in my flour. Wash my hands and then get over to the oil. I've never done this before. So I'll just do a few pieces at a time and see. I'm gonna put a couple more in, be daring.
Time to heal, yet still you fight with what you're told, and hold on to your scars and wounds and past the fall. And I said, ooh, what would you do if you could lose all your burdens? Yeah. And I said, ooh, my words are few, but I love you.
Dear Lord,
Those words
today.
please hear them. Yeah.
This was some of the best fish and chips I've ever had. I don't know if it was the Namaste gluten-free flour Ginny used, the avocado oil it was fried in, or just the love they were made with. But it was delicious. It looked like a simple recipe. I can't say it was because I didn't make it, but it is good. If you guys like fish and chips, you should try doing it this way. It was amazing. Thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. We're having a blast working on the cabin build in the shipping container. It's going to make a nice little getaway and a hangout spot while we're building up at the off-grid property. Thanks for coming along. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps. While you're down there, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we'll see you right back here in the next video at Lumnah Acres.